What's
And
going on, baby?
we got UFC 312, the recap, where Dricus du Plessis defended his belt, walking down Sean Strickland. Zhang Li defended her belt, dominating Tatiana Suarez. Before we hop into the main event and co-main event, go down, like, and subscribe. Comment how you felt about this card, this pay-per-view. And as always, I'm Paul Pickle-Winham, and I want to say I apologize. I said this would be the wackest card, the worst card. Still on paper, this is probably the worst card UFC's put together in a long, long time on paper. But the fight's definitely delivered, so I do apologize. Opened up with a bang, ended with a bang. And who else am I with?
Yeah, man, it's that boy Kevin Waterboy Savoy, aka the Don PY, aka the realest on the screen. And the thing about motherfucking this card and niggas talking shit about it, niggas is Paul, like low key, like it was better than the last card, almost.
Yeah, it's just the name value is also like name value. I feel like is overrated in a lot of aspects, especially when you talk about like fighters and the sports players. A lot of people take, oh, I know his name is a bigger name. He has to be better than blah blah blah, which isn't always the case. Like
It's never the case.
Conor McGregor versus Habib the first time around. I like that shit was probably a pick 'em on the odds just because how many people thought Conor was that like, but that just shows you like name value doesn't always indicate who's the better fighter. But when you're selling pay-per-views, when you're trying to sell something to some people, you gotta have be able to back it up. You're telling me this is the same cost as the John Joe Cyril Gane return fight. You're talking about this is the same cost as like all your other cards. You didn't even like lower it because y'all have like no ranked fighters on here. But the fighters themselves brought the action. It's just name value when you're trying to sell it. Also, the last card was a fight night. That shit was free and it had more name value.
It did. Yeah, I can respect that to an extent. The biggest thing about these cards is that like we don't know until we see them boys fight. Because there's been so many cards we thought were gonna be bangers, and we was like, yo, that shit so
It's just for me because it's kind of like also with boxing. It's like you gotta. I'm only spending so much money on these cards, so y'all gotta give me some. You gotta, like you gotta give me some selling points.
I respect it because we spent our hard-earned bread on these fucking cards.
But you did like we kind of knew like the lesser known the fighter, the more likely they're gonna bring it. Like that's why the Apex cards are so fun. It's like you got two guys that no one knows, but you about to after this fight because
Yeah,
someone's gonna bring the shit.
I'm looking like, yo, bro, you haven't fought in front of in a stadium this big ever, kid. You better make the most of it.
And I mean, opening fight that I had. That's why I like opening fight. I eat my words because I was like, oh fuck, fucking. I know I'm a butcher. I'm sorry, John Anik. Quinlan Salclad, he 16 seconds, 15 was a 19-second KO on Jubilee, but bro, he cracked him right down the pipe with this overhand right straight down the pipe, and boom, Jubilee drops, and it was so loud and like echoed throughout the whole ring. And honestly, at that point, I was like, okay, this is worth all the money right here. This is why people are still gonna tune in.
Nah, that's just fun because I was big Jubilee. We gotta root for all the Brown fighters. And when you look at the highlights, the replay and shit, definitely got cracked like a motherfucker. First shot, that shit was bad. But he didn't get like KO cold. Like he literally got up 2 seconds. A half second later and motherfucking dived the leg. But a half second was all the ref needed to be like, yeah, we're done with this. I don't want to see any more of this.
And so I think he got 50K for the knockout bonus. And then the next two fights, we don't have to go deep into them, but McAuliffe and Rongzu both win by name decision. But those two fights both were fight of the night contenders. Both of them,
Really.
like fucking knockdowns in both of them, blood in both of them, fucking to stand up and bang wars. The Rongzu fight ends with the pointing in the middle and the fucking throwing them things to the last 10 seconds. And then the other guy, I think he also made his UFC debut, Modkloff. And when he won his fight, it was also one of those like, hey Dana, what 50K? Like fight of the night. Like, what's up? Like, because that UFC debut, he probably made like 20K. So like he was looking for that, like, hey, let's get that more bread in here. So both of them boys, first three fights came to bang, and then it set us up for the introduction to Ilya Taporia's brother, Alexandre Taporia. And I was kind of
Alexandre.
Alexandre Taporia, and I was hating on him because he has fought nothing but trash cans. And he showed me that he's a legitimate fighter. He's definitely patient in the pocket. He didn't throw a lot of volume, similar to Taporia. He has that like lower hunch guard, high guard, but like hunched over, kind of walks the opponent, and then like body shot, just rips to the body over. He throws them crazy hooks, but then his wrestling is what fucking got me because
Oh
when he
yeah.
when he suplex like pure suplex Jit off the cage, I was like, oh fuck, like Jit is really nice.
Yeah, that was a 5 point throw. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The only thing he was missing was the finish, but it's also because similar to Deporia, he wasn't. They don't push it. Like they just kind of they take their shots, but when they land their shots, it's very hard because he definitely had dude wobbled a couple times.
Yeah. But yeah, he did the Brock Lesnar when he took the Suplex City kid.
And then I mean all the fights in between were kind of nice. Any where do you want to kind of take off from here?
So I was at an event until about I'm mad. I gotta go see that Wrong Zoo fight. You talking about they ended with hands? Crazy work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I got there until the main card with Jimmy Crute in the draw.
How do you feel about the draw? Because I've seen the split
I mean,
side.
I didn't. I was shocked because we was watching the fight of Dave and Buster's and he was like, "Yo, bro, dude has a mullet. Anybody with a mullet is probably a problem." So we're just over here like, and it looked like he was doing his thing. He was really putting that work on him, and then he knocked you down. But they're saying I
That
was
was so. When all that took place, was that the first round? Because everybody keeps saying that. Apparently, after the first round, he gassed and
yeah, I
like
was about
he
to say
lost.
I that was my thing. I only really like was tuned in for the first round. After that, I was like kind of figuring out what the fuck I was gonna order food and shit. So like when I saw the draw, I was like, damn, I guess Jit came back or something.
So the people, because the reason it was a draw was because all the judges gave it like a 10-8 first round, and then 10-9, 10-9 the other guy, and everyone's like, damn, bro, Jimmy Shoot first round is a legendary fighter. But second, like everything after that, it's always he gasses out and always gets beat, and like that's where everyone said that's where the draw came from. I personally didn't watch the fight, but the way they keep explaining it to me, I'm like, damn, bro, Jimmy Shoot in the first round could beat anybody. It's
Fucking
just the
pro.
second, third round, absolute dog water, apparently.
Yeah, he was lit. Like I'm telling you, business in the front, party in the back. Like Jit had some boys. He came in hype, but I guess he that's all he had. That's all she wrote.
And then Taliesin Texiera follows up with the
Oh my gosh.
cave
Vicious elbow.
caves Tafa's face in.
35 seconds into the fight. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers look like they about to be a problem. I'm talking about elbow. And like it took Tafa a second to fall. Knee while he's coming down. Boom. Like that should look like an anime combo. Like it just looked like Tafa really just caught a lot of shit. Like brain, like that shit was tough. Like I was a beautiful stoppage because those shits were like some direct. Pow, got his ass.
Apparently, people are fed up with Tafa too. So a lot of the hate watch was on Tafa again, like, and they were so happy because I guess people compare them like, oh yeah, they're badasses because after his last fight where he verbally submitted and he was upset that the guy beat him by a verbal submission, even though he verbally submitted him. He apparently had like 40 guys waiting for him at the hotel, and Dana White made sure the guy got to a different hotel. So everyone was like, "Oh yeah, bro, you don't fuck with the Tafas. Like they're just like the Diaz brothers." And everyone's like, "You got to be talented to be like the Diaz brothers. Like fucking Top brothers is ass. It happened to be Australian or whatever." So people have been preying on their downfall for a while. So low key, I've joined on the hate watch side. So him getting caved in, I was like, damn, get that bum out of here.
I know his haters love it because they got that boy. That boy got in there, and that boy Texera got him out of there.
And it was a pick 'em. So if you're betting on the other side, I know you cashed in nice. Then another pick 'em, Zhang Wei Li, the underdog in her title defense against Tatiana Suarez. Oh, what's up, Kev?
So did I not say that it was crazy that this fight was the odds were like this? I was
Oh,
like, bruh,
100%.
I was like, did y'all not learn from the Marab and Umar shit? I'm like, yo, you can't just count out a seasoned veteran champion. Like, just because the other motherfuckers stylistically might be able to fuck him up. Like, we just can't count out goats. Like, you feel me?
See, similar to our Super Bowl picks, how Corey swayed your pick, Romeo swayed my pick because that's when he was just downplaying who Tatiana Suarez was and everything, which looking back was rightfully so. Zhang is Zhang, and Zhang was the underdog. I remember I first called it, I was like, it's crazy. Zhang's the underdog. Like, what the fuck?
Crazy word.
But I had to pick. I couldn't let everyone be on I'll be on Zhang and like not have a backer. So I did ride the Tatiana wave, but boy, like in the first round, she got the takedown. I was like, oh,
Oh, she fucked her up first round.
and then all of a sudden Zong gets right back up a minute later, and because Tatiana's trying to like do some extra sweeps and shit. I'm like, okay, cool. We can take her down. That's all I need to know. But for the next 4 rounds, oh my god.
Bruh, when I saw the takedown, I was like, all right, that's cool. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. This is your bread and butter. But Zahn trains with Henry Cejudo. Like, I was like, there's no way that she's not gonna lock. I don't know who was in her corner, but I was like, there's no way she's not gonna adjust to this. That's what makes her a champion. And then, like you said, the next 4 rounds was nothing but, oh boy, she was getting she controlled on top. She was giving her fucking hands. She gave Tatiana Suarez some crazy that was a really nasty cut on her knee. Like people kept asking me, yo, are they gonna keep letting them fight? I was
Oh,
like, yo, bro, if that cut was above her eye and the same size, they would still let them fight. But that was a pretty nasty cut on the knee. That
the
should
cut
have
on the knee happened. Like I think they said it was when during a takedown attempt, and her knee hit the cage or some shit.
yeah, that's crazy work. Cause that shit was gross. And that bitch kept getting bigger by the rounds. I was like, yeah.
And like she was shooting from so far, but it was almost like it was like those fear shoots because it was like you were getting whopped on the stand up, like you are getting pieced apart, and then you just shooting from a mile away. Then Zong with the cherry on top with the trip, she takes Tatiana Suarez down herself, and it's the first person to take Tatiana Suarez down. That was kind of like the when Whitaker shitted on Marvin Vittori. It was like, oh, now I'm gonna take you down while to beat you in wrestling, the one thing you're good at. And I was like, bro, Zhang Weili is this master class dismantling Tatiana. And it's really she's talking about moving up to fight Valentina,
That's the
which would
only
be
fight to make. That's the
only fight.
only fight to make.
Oh, there's nothing else left. Unless Rose, even though Rose hasn't been doing great things, if she came back down so she can get her revenge and beat the one person that's being her, that's the like. Other than that, Valentina is the only other fighter we want to see.
I don't there's no because somebody was talking about it. Like she just ran through Tatiana Suarez. That was the number one contender. She's already beat Yao Ching Ping or what I forget how to say her name. Already beat her. I think Andrade is the number 3 or 4. Ben killed Andrade. Like she made what's the other the girl
Mandalimos,
nah the girl she used to be a killer. She was former champion.
Carlos Sparza, Joanna Jadakic.
Yeah, Joanna. She made Joanna retire. She's already killed Carla twice. Like there's no other fight to make but this motherfucking fight with Valentina.
Yeah, and I'm here for it. That would be the mega fight.
I got Zong.
They put that whole weight
I'm,
division on hold.
I got Zong. I'm telling you right now, I got Zong.
I think I do too.
First women's double champ. Well, I mean, Amanda Nunes do it, but who the fuck was in that other weight class?
Yeah, real double champ status.
I mean, technically, none of these niggas were real double champs because I don't think anybody defended both belts.
But I
I
think
think,
she would.
yeah, I think if Volk got it, he would have been the first true double champ. But I think if Islam gets the shot at 170 to fight Bilal, well, him and Bilal are tight, but
He'll do it.
yeah, he might wreck Bilal. I ain't gonna lie to
Yeah, because
you.
that's not like brother type. That's like you came into our camp, we brought you under our ring type.
Yeah, we just let you come to all our matches and shit.
Yeah, it's not the same as we came from the same village and everything.
Yeah, I was about to say if Bilal gets that fucking double champ shot, I mean Islam gets it, then we'll see like somebody actually defend both of them. But until then, Zong might do it. Zong's the next person, best person to see do it.
And then from one title defense to another, Dricus
Oh
Duplessis
fuck.
puts on the masterclass against Sean Strickland. Not, I don't think that this was could even controversial. No, just like he walked down Sean Strickland for 4 rounds. Maybe you can give Sean Strickland one, being nice, but Dricus Duplessis put it on him. And someone put, I think one of the comments, I think it was Anik. He was like, the difference is like they fought each other. I think a year and a half ago. Let's just say a year and a half ago, and they were both about the same level. And since then, Sean has not done anything to get any different, whereas Dricus has kind of improved a lot since then, and it showed in the
Drastically.
fight. And
And don't forget the nose thing. Like Jit got that surgery on his nose, and Jit does not. Jit can fight 5 rounds no problem.
and breathe. So they're like, this is the difference of like choosing to stay the same and like constantly improving. Because Dricus, since coming to UFC, had like so many holes, but like slowly and surely, he has gotten better and better. And I know people can say, "Oh, it's just Sean Strickland." This is former champion Sean Strickland. He did beat Izzy. There's not no like walkover slouch. He will have his hands full with Hamzat, but Drake is kind of real because a lot of other champions would be running from that. He said, "Give me Hamzat and have Chow versus Imavov, and then I'll fight the winner of that." Like he's taking the hardest fight out of the three, knocking that off, and then say, "I'm gonna take the next guy I think will be the next best." Like that's some real title. That's some real championship.
Yeah, because like most niggas aren't even looking at that contract. Like Izzy might have took the contract. Sean, if Sean, you had to pay Sean a lot of money, he would have took the contract. But Dricus said, "Yo, I don't want nobody else except the best in the division right now."
And then the guys y'all Imavov, who y'all talking about knocking out, and Chow, who's undefeated, have them fight each other, and I'll fight the winner. Like what? Like you don't really get that often. So I'm slowly becoming more and more of a Dricus fan, and it's because he went from trying to like those people that are trying to get the media clicks by saying the shit he did to Izzy, and then now he's kind of changed from that to like a legitimate. Oh, I'm a champion, and I'm doing champion shit.
I mean, he's smart. I don't think he's ever been like a dummy. So that's always been the best part about his game. And then him understanding that his game has flaws, but his game is so one of a kind and so unorthodox that like it's tough to focus on those flaws while this nigga has fucking steel hands coming at you. So like you love to see it. I just think, like you said, Sean, and it's one thing to not get better, but Sean literally came in there with the same game plan, like, and didn't adjust even slightly and got fucked up for 5 rounds straight. Like he was on the defensive back like the entire fight.
And his coach was telling him, give me a straight down the middle, do this and that," and he didn't do anything his coach said. And then his coach went on Ariel Hawani and was like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be in the corner of him anymore because like you're down 4 rounds." And his coach don't like you need to go out there and just leave it all, like go for the knockout. And Sean Strickland did the same game plan in the 5th round he did for the first 4, and it was like he was like, "I just want like if you want to be this guy, that's fine, but I'm trying to find championship fighters. So if you're not trying to push it, I'm not going to be in your corner." And then Sean Strickland responded and was like, "He's a good friend of mine. He'll still be a good friend of mine. He probably won't be in my corner anymore, but still we'll still be buddies."
That's real. I don't know how that shit feels. I feel like it's a very interesting situation to go through. But yeah, man, like Sean just showed that like this is the difference between a champ and just another contender. Like you got to be able to do what a champ needs to do to stay champ.
And a lot of people are coming at Sean because of the whole he's promised war. Like he has all like his big things in press conferences, he's be promising these wars, and then like is once again another Sean Strickland not war type of fight. So a lot of people are coming in for that too. But
Yeah, and then I can respect it, but yeah, but Jig got his fucking shit split too. So like that shit is crazy work.
yeah, he did get his nose broke. I think that was in the 2nd or 3rd round, but he definitely got his nose broke. But yeah, no, overall good card. I hated on it, but I watched it. Overall, I'll give the card like a 7 out of 10. I couldn't hate on it. What do you give it?
I didn't see enough of it, but I give it like from what the takes I've gotten so far from after recording this, I just agree with you on the 7 out of 10. I didn't watch enough of it to be like a yeah, this was a great card, this was a decent card. It was just like the fights I saw were pretty entertaining.
I feel that. Well, we'll be back as always. Again, go down, like, and subscribe. Thank you for watching along. Comment how y'all felt on UFC 312.